You've got to be kidding me if you think our front office is just sleeping at the wheel after the historic embarrassment that was last season. Things are heating up behind closed doors, and the rebuild is already in full swing. Listen up, because today's video is going to answer the 3 questions keeping every real diehard in Raider Nation up at night. Are we finally going to open the checkbook and bring in the Pro Bowler we desperately need to fix the absolute disaster that is our offense? Is the front office really plotting to recreate an Indiana championship pipeline right out of the gate in the draft? And most importantly, who is the 330-plus-pound monster that's going to be the new sheriff of our 3-4 defense? I'm Ryan Miller, and if you want the cold, hard truth about our Las Vegas Raiders, buckle up and smash that like button, because what I'm about to tell you changes everything for the silver and black. The bombshell of the day, the news that makes you want to scream from the rooftops, is that the front office has finally accepted the obvious. Our offensive line in 2025 was a sick joke. And target number 1, the name GM John Spytek has circled at the very top of his free agency wish list, is none other than veteran center and Pro Bowler Connor McGovern. I don't know about you guys, but I am sick and tired of making excuses for atrocious blocking. We watched our best guy, Colton Miller, go down in week 4, and after that, it was a straight-up horror show. The backup tackle duo of DJ Glaze and Stone Forsythe gave up a ridiculous 21 sacks. The interior of the line, they had to patch things up by moving Alex Kappa to center after week 12. An absolute dumpster fire that buried our ground game and left the team dead last in the league in rushing. But the absolute game changer here is our cap space. We have a staggering $91.5 million in available room for 2026. That's the second biggest war room in the NFL. Bringing in McGovern isn't just about signing a 28-year-old in his physical prime. It creates a brilliant domino effect across the entire roster. With him locking down the middle, Kappa is free to slide back to his natural position at guard to replace Dylan Parham, giving us instant consistency. And I'm going to be brutally honest here. If Spytek doesn't roll out the red carpet and hand this guy a blank check, he deserves to be fired on the spot. We're bringing in Clint Kubiak as head coach, and the worst-kept secret in sports is that we're spending the #1 overall pick on quarterback Fernando Mendoza. Do you really think it's fair to throw our golden prospect behind a trench that looks like Swiss cheese? You got to be kidding me. When McGovern got to the Bills in 2023, that entire line leveled up. The front office realizes that Kubiak's system simply does not work without a high IQ center. He's the pre-snap sheriff who reads the defense and takes that mental burden off the rookie QB. This makes it crystal clear that the mindset in Vegas has shifted. The era of bringing in Band-Aids is over. The brass is going to invest the big bucks in the foundation of this offense. If you thought the shockers stopped there, hold on to your hats for this behind-the-scenes nugget that is melting the minds of insiders at the scouting combine in Indianapolis. Coach Kubiak opened his mouth about the market, and reading between the lines is absolutely jaw-dropping. Let's get right into the Indiana connection. Like I said, Mendoza is the obvious play at pick 1. Kubiak has already sung his praises, saying he wants a winner and he's got a national championship. But the spicy rumor floating around the hallways is that scouts sat down with D'Angelo Pons, an absurdly talented cornerback and Mendoza's teammate at Indiana, and floated the idea of reuniting the two right here in Vegas. Pons is a lethal prospect projected for the 2nd or 3rd round, falling perfectly to our picks at 36 or 67. Our secondary is screaming for help, and what the front office is quietly trying to do is buy championship chemistry. They want to inject a college culture of refusing to lose straight into our locker room that finished 2025 completely fractured. Speaking of a fractured locker room, the real insanity came out when the topic turned to Gino Smith. Kubiak had the audacity to not completely shut the door on the veteran. Even after a criminally bad season, the coach threw out a "we're looking at all options" and hinted that Gino could actually be in the plans for 2026. Look, the fan base is going to burn Allegiant Stadium to the ground if this guy is the starter in week 1. The only logical read on this front office madness is a smokescreen. They want to preserve whatever value Gino has left to try and offload his contract in a future trade. If he's just going to ride the bench, mentor Mendoza, and hold a clipboard, I can stomach it. But if they're genuinely thinking about delaying the kid's debut out of pure fear of exposing the rookie too early, that is a straight-up admission of cowardice. Raider Nation is fresh out of patience for rebuilding years. We want to see the new blood on the field on day 1. And now popping up on my radar is the X's and O's news that the mainstream media is too lazy to cover. Kubiak confirmed we are transitioning our base defense to a 3-4 scheme. Translating the jargon for you, we need a bulldozer, a true run stuffer to play nose tackle like yesterday. Otherwise, the offenses in our division are going to run straight through the middle of our field like it's a 6-lane highway. In the 3-4 trenches, you only have 3 guys with their hands in the dirt. The nose tackle is the giant who eats up double teams from the offensive line to free up our linebackers to hunt. And in the draft, my friends, things are getting spicy. The name making my eyes light up is Dontay Corleone out of Cincinnati. The guy already has the best nickname in the league, the Godfather, and weighs in at 340 pounds of pure violence. He had 17 tackles for loss in college. If this monster is sitting there at pick 36, you have to pull the trigger. But let's say we spend the top of the draft fixing the offense. By the 3rd round, the primary target shifts to Darrell Jackson Jr. out of Florida State. Talk about absurd size. He stands at 6'5" with nearly 35-inch arms. An absolute brick wall in the middle of the line. And for those who love finding hidden gems late in the draft, keep your eyes on Xavier Harris out of Ole Miss. His measurements leaked at the combine and terrified the league. 6'8" and over 330 pounds. Everyone is sleeping on this Leviathan, which means Spytek could pull off an absolute steal on day 3 of the draft. The message behind hunting for these guys is crystal clear. Vegas is sick of getting gashed in the run game. It doesn't matter if you have Max Crosby tearing off the edge like a maniac if the middle of our defense is made of tissue paper. If we don't land one of these heavyweights, Kubiak's tactical shift falls flat on its face before the preseason even starts. It's a matter of sheer survival. Long story short, nation, the battle plan is completely laid out on the front office's desk. We have to back up the Brinks truck for Connor McGovern to fix the protection, chase this Indiana-winning chemistry in the draft with Pons, and draft an absolute giant in the middle of the line to anchor Kubiak's new 3-4 defense. Our return to the playoffs absolutely hinges on these decisions. Now I want to hear you guys blow up the comment section, and don't dodge the question. With this scenario on the table, would you rather burn a premium draft pick to secure an elite nose tackle right out of the gate and protect the defense, or go all in on free agent McGovern, whatever the cost, to save Fernando Mendoza's life on offense? Drop your hottest takes down below, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and just win, baby.